Hi, I'm Rosa Galarza, and today we're celebrating Mother's Day, and I have another special guest here with me, Shelly Massey. How are you?
I am wonderful. And you?
I'm doing great. I'm happy that you're here with me.
So glad to be here.
And we
with
get
you.
to chit chat and talk and share
I'm excited.
testimonies, experiences, and things like that.
Yes.
And okay, so Shelly Massey, songwriter, singer, and a stay-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage all this? Let's start with motherhood.
Mm-hmm.
How is this, going on? What's the dynamic when it comes to being a singer, songwriter, and a stay-home mom?
You know what? Now it's really, really good. I'm just fortunate to bring my children into my world of music. Everybody has merged really good.
Good.
I'm very proud of my kids. When I'm out singing, they're there. If I need help with anything, I know I can be, I know I can call them and say, hey, go get this for me or do this for me. And so they enjoy this music journey with me. And I'm so excited about that. Because at one point in my life, I thought maybe I had to choose, and so now I'm at a point where it's like, oh my goodness, we can do it all together. And so it's beautiful and it's going great. It's going great.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
Oh my goodness. You know what? The most rewarding aspect of motherhood for me would be conceiving and giving birth to my kids, because that was a journey in itself.
Can you share?
So we go from years of problems with fibroids, having fibroid tumors. I dealt with that for years upon years. After that, 2 myomectomies. Okay, I had to have 2 myomectomy surgeries to remove them. Even after having those surgeries, the tumors came back. Around that time, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm ready to have babies. I'm just ready to have babies. And so the last myomectomy surgery, we didn't want to have a hysterectomy surgery because my doctor was like, what if you want to have kids, And I was like, well, we might just want to have kids. Sure enough, we started having a huge desire for kids. So I was like, okay, those tumors are in there. So, baby, let's saddle up. So I had to, I had to bring my kids in the world, with those tumors in there. And it was all a walk of faith the whole time. Because with the kids being nestled in my belly, well, guess what? They're fighting for blood supply. The tumor's fighting for blood supply. So every week it was just a walk of faith. And it was the scariest time. But I believed God. I really did. I really trusted him. And so with my daughter, firstborn, I had to go on bed rest. Rough. Before I went on bed rest, I was hospitalized for a week. And that was the most challenging because she was trying to come, but it was too early for her to come. Way too early. And they was trying to stop her from coming. And so they were giving me all these meds. And so I was just going through a lot. But she settled down in there and I would talk to her. I would talk to her in my belly and I was like, come on, baby. Come on, we can do this. Stay in there. God has a purpose for your life. Listen, you are here by purpose. So I need for you to stay in there. I need for you to fight with me. And every once in a while, God will send a nurse in there and she'll be like, don't worry about it. she has purpose. She's gonna get here. It was just like supernatural. And I knew that my daughter was supposed to be in the earth. So long story short, she fought. We fought together. She got here. Miracle child. And I remember even telling my doctor at one time, because of course they have to feed you the facts. This is what's going on. You know, we need for you to know what's going on with her and prepare. I remember telling my doctor, you know what, I know the facts and everything, so, you know, we're not going to even discuss it anymore. I'm walking by faith at this point. And I'm trusting, and I'm fighting with everything in me. We're going to get her here. So my doctor knew the assignment. My doctor knew the assignment. And so she got here. And it has been a wonderful journey. Same thing with my son. Wow. He had to walk through that whole faith road with me too, right in my belly. Come on, Josiah. We got it. We can do it. We can do it. Wow. Got him here. They were both miracles, because every week they were saying, listen, if we can just make it to the next week, if we could just make it to the next week, if we can just make it to the next week. Miracle babies.
just listening to you, how did you feel every time you get, or when you initially got that, whenever you guys had that conversation with a doctor, you know, a doctor tell you, hey, let's make it to the next week. I mean, how did you feel whenever you were going through that?
You know what? At first it was very stressful.
That's right.
I was frustrated. I was stressed out. Anxiety through the roof. But then I remember a peace came in. And I was like, everything's gonna be okay. I knew everything was gonna be okay. I settled down. Now, I can't say that, you know, it would be times where I would think about, like, what if something go wrong? But then that's when I would have to shut the noise of negativity out of my mind. And I would say,
speak life. All
things are possible through him. And I stayed there. That's where I stayed. And when I tell you, but God.
But God had a plan.
Yeah. What's that little saying? Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? Yep.
Yep.
He did it. He did it well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Shelly, you mentioned that you were a homestay mom. How has that experience been for you?
You know what? Now I am good.
Okay.
Like, I really enjoy being a stay-home mom. I'm getting ready to move in another venture, you know, sort of bobbing and weaving my way out to do some other things. But I finally, and notice I use the word finally, got comfortable with being a stay-home mom. Because before, I had a problem with it.
What problem? You had a problem with it?
I did.
I did. Go ahead, share, because...
Okay, so I was ashamed to be a stay-at-home mom for a long time. Now, my reasons may be a little bit different from others. I enjoyed being a stay-at-home mom, but I could never get really comfortable because I was worried about what other people thought about me being a stay-at-home mom.
Worried about what other people said of you staying home? Okay.
Because other women around me were bossing, you know, in their careers, moving, shaking, and baking. And I was at home being a stay-at-home mom. So I didn't feel valued. No, I didn't feel valuable. That's the word I'm trying to use. I didn't feel valuable, even though I love being home with my children, you know, because that was one of the things Jeff and I talked about. And I was like, okay, I could do this. It's cool, you know. But when it was time, it was wonderful at first, and it was the best thing for me because I had 2 C-sections, right? And so really, it was the best thing for me to stay at home because remember,
Rest.
2 C-sections and I'm still dealing with fibroids. So the healing process was long and hard because if you know anything about fibroids, you know, they hurt. They hurt, they're uncomfortable. And so I was like, you know what? This is good for me. I can stay at home with my kids and I can recover. I even took a sabbatical on music because before I had kids, I was traveling, singing, ministering, having a good old time, just doing kingdom work, having a great time. And so I put all that on hold so I could raise my babies and also heal. But in the process of that, I was so ashamed because, like I said, everybody is doing their thing, bossing. And I was like, but I'm here. I'm not making money. I don't feel valuable. I don't feel important, or like I'm not doing anything important. And so I had to work through that. But now, today, I am confident in who I am. I'm confident in the mother that I have bloomed to be. I value the work that I have invested in my family. You know, I'm blessed to have a husband that has taken such great care of us. You know, we were in a place where we could, you know, afford to stay at home and take care of the kids. And that was my season, you know? And after I realized how blessed I was, I said, listen, girl, you better shake that off. You know, I was like, God, I'm so sorry, you know, for being so unthankful. I was actually living in an answered prayer. This is what we wanted to do, you know? And here I am thinking about what others are thinking about me.
Wow.
And so God corrected me real quick. He said, sister girl, wait a minute.
Real quick.
And I really appreciate him for that because if it wasn't for me changing my mindset, you know, I would have went back to work or I would have started doing something different just to appease other people. And I would have missed precious moments with my children. Now, what I do realize that, and it's a blessing for women who go back to work and bossing. I mean, I celebrate that too. That is to be celebrated.
Yeah.
But what I do understand is everybody has their own walk and how they run their house and their own ambitions for their house, their own ideas and what they want to do, you know, concerning that. And so I learned to celebrate other women as they're like balling, getting out there, and I'm like, yeah, go girl, go girl. And then I learned to be content. That is to be celebrated.
Yeah.
But what I do understand is everybody has their own walk and how they run their house and their own ambitions for their house, their own ideas and what they want to do, you know, concerning that. And so I learned to celebrate other women as they're like balling, getting out there, and I'm like, yeah, go girl, go girl. And then I learned to be content where I learned to be content where I was and I am now. And so it's been a journey, but I am so fulfilled now.
I get it. When I was going, well, I also, you know, went through time in my life where I had to stay home with the girls. I didn't have no family here. Sam was like, you're not getting no babysitter. We're not paying for that. Or he broke it down for me. He's like, this is how much you're going to be getting paid. This is how much we're going to be paying in child care. This is how much you're going to be bringing home. And I was like, what? I'm like, I'm going to be... And all my moms out there can maybe understand. And like I said, the fact of the blessing that, I mean, then I didn't see it as a blessing. I saw it as like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to stay home. I'm gonna have to do this. And then seeing my husband work 2 jobs, it was overwhelming. I was like, I want to help you. I want to be able to, you know, assist you with anything. What do you need? He's like, it's okay. It's all taken care of. Be home, take care of the girls. So I get it. Not being valuable. I had friends too, had everything going on, you know, jobs, traveling, and all that stuff. And I never got to where I was comparing myself or got into a place where I was like, I care. I really didn't care what people say, you know, or
That's
thought.
awesome.
I didn't. But
That's good.
my struggle was like, I want to be able to help my husband because I
Yeah.
see how hard he works, and I don't want him to be going through that just because I'm staying home. Like, I'll feel guilty. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm staying home. He's working his butt off. I'm sorry, but I want to be able to help. That's how you used to feel guilt there. I'm like, I'm not doing enough. I'm not, you know. But he has been always so supportive, and made me see, hey, you're not helping me maybe in this way, but you're staying with the girls. You're doing things here, and like I said earlier, I hustled. You know,
Yes.
I gotta get some money some way somehow. So I was baking flans. I was doing hair. I was hustling.
Yeah.
I was hustling. I took care, you know, I took care of a baby. Like, I try to do stuff, but at the end of the day, like, there was a period where, you know, my baby was small, and I'm like, I'm just not doing enough for him.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be helping each other out. So I totally get it. I understand that part.
You know what? And I would like to add this too. Like, your story is amazing. It's so wonderful because I remember that period because I was coming around. That's when we became acquainted, friends. And I remember when you were just, you know, being a stay-at-home mom, and you did it so well. You're such a good mom too, and I want to celebrate you. And I remember that season you did that, and then after that season was over, oh my goodness, you stepped out like, hey, I'm here.
So
I'm about to work.
And that was difficult. Like, I did it whenever the girls were small and I had to stay home. And then, you know, I got back to work, got everything, going. And then out of nowhere, COVID happened.
Yeah.
I'm without a job. I had put some, you know, I'm in this real estate industry, but I had put that in the back burner in 2019. I'm like, oh, I'll do that later. That's just nothing that I want right now. Then I'm left without no job, and I'm like, oh, what are we going to do now? Stayed home. We met.
Yeah.
Went through that process. And believe me, honey, I was stressing. I was like, it's COVID time.
Oh, my gosh.
What are we doing, you know? And the whole the providing part was hard for me, and seeing Sammy work 2 or 3 jobs. But and there has been a point in my life where I also have had 3 jobs, just to try to, girl, we gotta go. There's no time to complain. We gotta figure something out, right?
Yeah.
But God, I'm telling you, God sets times where He wants you to be still.
Whoop.
He wants you to be still. And sometimes we don't want to take it. And hey, there were certain times in my life when the girls were small, I didn't want to take it. I was like, I wanted to go, I wanted to help.
Yeah.
He wanted me to be still. And like you said, pour out into your family.
That's
Take
right.
care of your kids.
Yeah.
Those are moments that I'm never going to take them back. My daughter's 16, I'm never going to take that back, right?
That's right.
So, sorry about that. But now, going back to COVID, back again. Oh, you have no job? Stay home. I was really pushed to be home. So I'm being home. I was going crazy. But God provided.
Yeah.
It was going to be fine.
Yeah.
I was stressing over things that I didn't need to be stressed for. God provided. There was not a meal that missed in my house. I had a breakfast, I had a lunch, and I had a dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, we worry sometimes about so many things.
Oh my
As
goodness.
a mother, when it comes to, you know, struggles and financially, let's be honest. But God provided and more.
He sure did.
You know, and hey, if we go back to now, God gave me the opportunity to work in the real estate industry. And like you said, here I am. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's get this rolling.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I wanted to. You mentioned something about sabbatical from your career. I was talking about my career and how I had those pauses.
Yeah.
Tell me about your sabbatical.
Yeah.
And now.
Yeah. You know what? I took a sabbatical, and at the time, you know, I was like, is this good? Is this right? Should I take a sabbatical? I need to get back out there, but I want to be home with my kids. Oh, I need to settle down and let this body heal itself. So, you know, it was a back and forth, but I took my sabbatical, and that was the best thing I could have done. Now, I took a long sabbatical. It was a 7-year sabbatical. But during that time, God was just working things in and working things out, you know? And during that sabbatical, I will say, you know, I got comfortable being a stay-at-home mom. And I'm not gonna lie, I had thoughts of fear of going back out to sing and minister. And I was like, what if I'm not gonna be at my best, you know? And my voice had changed a little bit. And so I was like, what if my voice is not where it was, you know? And so I was
so many what ifs.
Yes, so many.
Because I've known you for what, already now 4 years, I think. And since the first time I heard you sing, I mean, you're great. and that's the crazy thing. Like, I know you're great, but do you know, like, are you reminded of this? And it's crazy how us as women, we're like, oh my goodness, am I going to be, you know, do I sound like before? But to me, you sound, I mean, amazing.
I was all in my head. You know, it's just the enemy of our faith. That's all, you know? Because when God gives you a talent and when you have something to give, to edify, to build up, to make people stronger, to point them right to Christ, the enemy is not going to stand by and be like, oh, yeah, go on out there. I mean, at every angle, he was coming at me to attack my confidence, to attack my confidence. And so after a while, you know, my husband is my manager. And so we start feeling like, hey, it's time to at least put out a single. It's time to minister again, you know, because I got all these songs I've written, you know. I always say I'm a songwriter first and then a singer because my passion is to write. And so he was like, we got to birth these songs out, you know, people need to hear it. And so that's when Getting Off This Train. Was birthed.
Yes.
After the sabbatical.
Oh my goodness.
We brought the song out, and thank you for being in the video.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Shelly.
So listen, if y'all go back and see, if you go and view that video, if you go see that video, Getting Off This Train, Rosie was featured in the video. She did a great job.
Let me say something too. Whenever Shelly asked, and Shelly shared that she was coming out with Getting Off This Train, and you asked me to be part of it, to be in it, and Tasha was rolling and taking care of the whole thing. I was like, I want to help my friends, but I was going through stuff myself. And that's whenever I shared with you, even reading the lyrics of the song. Girl, you know this. I was reading the lyrics of the song, and I was just bawling out. I was like, I need to get off this train. This train of depression. This train. It was a hey, wake up time. I mean, it ministered me first. Before I even, and I was not, I told you, I was going to say no. I was going to be like, girl, there's no way I'm doing this. I got too much going on. I put on too much weight. Oh, girl. I've been depressed at home. No, we're not doing this. I'm trying to find me a job. I'm trying to get busy doing other stuff. I'm not going to be in no video, you know?
Oh, my goodness.
But just the fact that whenever you gave me those lyrics, you're like, hey, think about it, blah, blah, blah. Tasha is, she's the videographer. And I was like, okay, I know Tasha's great. I know. And I know the song is going to be beautiful. Before I read it, I was like, this song is going to be beautiful. But there's no way I'm doing this. I'm not going to do this. I'm
Honesty
sorry.
is the best policy.
Honey, no. I was like, is she crazy? No, I'm not. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable in camera. I'm not an actor. I'm not doing it. But God had a plan because I read the lyrics and it ministered me first. And like I told you, I was bawling out. Yeah. And even days after, because I took a while to confirm.
You did. I was like, is she not?
I took a while to confirm because even though, I would pray about it. I'm like, hey, should I be doing this? I'm like, Lord, help me out, And I've always been, I've always had this, you have this good angel, bad angel.
Yeah.
But mine is like, I know I have a strong personality. I know I'm a go-getter. I know I'm not afraid of anything. But then I'm like, am I capable? That's my dark side. Are you capable? Are you equipped? No, I don't think I'm equipped. Nah, I don't think I'm gonna do good. Nah, Shelly needs quality. Shelly needs somebody. They can put somebody there better. Maybe, maybe I'm not good enough. That will be my whispering voices, So that's where I'm like, oh, I wanted to do it, and then, but I was like, you know what? And I think you called me, and that's whenever I said, okay, Lord, I am doing it, and I'm gonna say yes, yes, Shelly, I'm gonna.
And it was a blessing. You did it, and Sammy,
and my husband.
I was like,
Sammy did it too. I forgot to mention that too. And hey, he got on board. He had no problem with it. I mean, he was even checking up with me, saying, hey, did you read the lyrics? Hey, did you heard the song? Hey, did you? And I was like, no, Sam, no, because I'm not doing it. I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it's not like it was just of my thoughts of not being capable of, delivering and being there for you or that was a responsibility. And so I was like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. So I was like, well, did you read it? Did you do this? And he ended up recording with us, and that was great.
And I didn't know all of this.
No, yeah.
Wow.
I know I shared a little bit with you.
Yeah, you shared a little bit, but
this is the
details.
Oh, no, honey, yes. I was going through it.
Wow.
When I told you I was going through it, I was going through it. Just emotionally and just in my spiritual life, I felt like I'm a big woman of faith. But whenever we get that faith put to the test, that's whenever you really know what's going on. And honestly, I felt like, yes, I am a big hardcore because of everything that I've gone through. I know I serve a mighty God, but then I was getting cold when it comes to I was focusing on my problems, on me not being able to find a job, and just getting frustrated with the negativity. I was not shutting out those voices. I was listening to those voices. And I was like, no. That's whenever I was like, no. This needs to get fixed. Yeah. That's already being long enough. That's just too much. We gotta get going. Yeah. And that's whenever I'm like, okay, I need to get back again out there. I need to work on my spiritual life, the whole praying, the reading, the fasting, everything, what it takes, the essentials, the essential threes. But it was great, and I had a great time watching you guys do and put this it was a whole production. Yeah. You guys don't be putting out, it's just a little music video. It was a whole production. Tasha taking care of all that, and then you guys, and it was beautiful to see the end product and being able to have the privilege to witness all of it. Yes. It was just amazing.
Well, praise God. I'm so glad that you jumped on board, and don't worry, because while you were getting off your train, I was getting off my train. Okay, girl, it's time for you to get on that with music. So we all did it together. We didn't talk about it, but now we're talking about it. So now I know that you were like walking it out too by faith, and I was, and the project came out great.
It did. And I can't wait. When is going to be your next music video?
I'm so super excited. We are working on new music right now as we speak.
Ooh, yes.
And so I have a wonderful producer, and he is most definitely doing so good. I mean, the work that he has put in with the music is so amazing. And I'm able to convey this message of Christ and who we are in Christ. And so it's going wonderful. And you know what? I'll share a little bit.
Share something, girl. You gotta share something.
I think we're gonna go ahead and release it the last quarter of this year.
Okay.
And I would like to do it on my birthday. So we'll see how it goes,
And when is your birthday?
August 2nd.
August 2nd. Okay.
We'll see how it goes and everything, because it's a process, recording music and mixing, mastering pictures, just getting the whole project together. It takes a little time, and sometimes, things come up, and so things are delayed, and I never look at delay as a problem. because sometimes delay is right
Essential.
what you need. Right what you need, so that you can have time to get things done, and so I'm just excited about it. I believe that it's gonna bless so many people.
Music, August
Yeah.
2nd. Hey, I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. Well, Shelly, thank you so much for being here. I enjoyed our conversation. The value that you bring, and your energy, how much you love your family. Like, we can identify, and there's so many stories about different women, different mothers, different walk of life. But at the end of the day, I identify myself with so many.
Yeah.
And we're not alone throughout this journey, right?
That's
like,
right.
We go through struggles, we go through wins and loss, and we can't have a victory without a battle, right? So it's like, it's beautiful how God orchestrated this whole thing of motherhood.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's
It's beautiful, and I couldn't have it no other way.
That's right.
Proud mama.
That's right. I heard it from Miss Michelle Walker Thomas. She said that we wear our motherhood in our skin. Yes, you cannot take it off. I mean,
That is good.
that's a good one right there. I'm like, I've never thought about it like that either. My motherhood is in your skin, and it's a gift, precious, precious gift. So that's right.